All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for tonight's Sport Administration webinar. We're going to be focusing on how to break into the sport industry. Really quick before we get started, just a couple of things. The info session should last about 30 minutes, and a recording will also be made for a later time, so if for whatever reason you need to jump off, we can go ahead and get you that. If at any point during the webinar, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to go ahead and ask those as we go through the webinar. In addition to the webinar, we'll also be on Twitter at UMiamiUOnline, #UMSportsBiz, so feel free to live tweet with us as well. My name is Shari Dixon. I'm an enrollment advisor for U Online, and I'm actually going to be turning it over to our guest speaker tonight, Associate Professor Dr. Wendy Dees. As far as our agenda for tonight, we're going to be giving you guys a brief overview of the program. We're also going to be talking about how to build your resume, different networking opportunities, sources for internships and job searches, and then there's going to be a quick Q&A session at the conclusion of the webinar. But again, any questions that you might have, feel free to go ahead and ask those as we go through. All right, it looks like we're having just a bit of some technical difficulties here with getting Wendy on board. So really quick, I just wanted to go over some brief things about the program. These people right here are some of the faculty members that you'll be working with as you take our online classes. Giving you guys a brief overview, it is 30 credits to complete the full program, so you're looking at between 12 to 24 months. The faculty that teach the on-campus programs are actually the same faculty that teach the online versions. They've actually all kind of joined together and gone ahead and created these programs. They're real excited about getting the information to you. So definitely look into that if you haven't already so we can go ahead and get you guys enrolled in the program. So Dr. Taiwan Martin is actually going to be the professor for your first course. It's KIN 566. Again, the professors have definitely gone ahead and translated the on-campus programs into the online programs. Lots of opportunities to network with students who are not just local here in Miami, Florida, but coming from all over the world. There's group projects, there's presentations, again, great opportunities to network and really expand in the field. All right, it sounds like Dr. Dees is getting on the call. This, of course, can happen in any given situation. If you're a student, you know, we definitely have tech support available to you 24/7, so it's something that you don't need to worry about. We can definitely go ahead and get all of your issues resolved whenever it's best for you, depending on your time zone.
Okay. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Dr. Wendy Dees. I'm an associate professor here in the Sport Administration Department. And again, welcome everyone for joining us. I'll be talking a little bit this evening about our online master's program here at Miami, as well as tips for breaking into the sport industry, because I know many of you are considering getting your master's and are wanting to either move up in the sport industry or transition into a sports career. So first, I just want to give a brief overview about our online master's program, and if you're considering that, how that can really help you break into the sport industry. And I know some of you, if you've been looking at our program, are probably considering other online programs and wondering, why Miami? So that's a great question, and I have a few different answers to that question. If you're wondering why Miami and why our online master's program, the first major benefit that I can share with you is that our online master's program is taught by our full-time faculty. So the faculty members that you see on the slideshow, those are our full-time faculty who teach in our on-campus master's and undergraduate program. And you're being taught by full-time faculty who all have terminal degrees, meaning they have their PhDs, their law degree. We all have the highest level of training and education in our field. All of us were also industry professionals at one time before we started teaching. So a big differentiating factor is that other large-scale online programs, you may be taught by graduate assistants or adjunct faculty members, and that's not the case here. So you're being trained by our full-time faculty, And that just brings a higher level of quality to the program. And that's very important for a lot of people considering online masters because they have legitimate concerns about the quality. So we definitely strive for that here, and you'll get that in the online master's program. Another big benefit, or another answer to your why Miami question, um, is that we really try to bring the Miami sport industry experience to you online as well. So we know that many of you would love to press the pause button on life and move to Miami for a year or two to fully focus on a master's program, but we can't all do that. That's not reality. The online master's program is great if you're already working or if you have a family or you can't move here, but we still want you to have the same sport industry experience in the online program. And as many of you know, Miami is a sports industry mecca. So every sport or recreation or entertainment organization is here in Miami, and we have a vast network and we have great relationships and connections with all of the teams and leagues and venues and events here in Miami. And just because you're online with us doesn't mean you won't have access to all those resources. So something we do in our online program is we've reached out to a lot of our partners, and we have industry professional interviews in almost every class that we teach. So no matter what area you want to go into, you will hear from head coaches, athletic directors, general managers, people in marketing, media, sports agents, all of our partners and connections here in Miami. They've joined with us to teach you about the industry, to share their knowledge, to share best practices, and we bring that Miami sport industry to you, so you don't have to be there to benefit from that. And then kind of the third answer about why Miami and why this online program is that everything in our program is practitioner focused, meaning we know that you want to get your degree and you want to get the information that you need quickly, you want to be able to matriculate quickly and transition into the industry as soon as possible. So in all of our classes, we've designed practical or applicable assignments and projects so that everything that you do in your classes should be something that can be added as a line on your resume or a tangible product that you could show someone in the industry or someone interviewing you for a job that you have a particular skill set that they want. So for instance, in my sports marketing course, I have all of my students create a sponsorship proposal, meaning you create a sales presentation to go out and pitch a corporation or a business on why they should partner with a sport property and sponsor and market through them. And instead of making that project theoretical or fictitious in nature, I've reached out to one of our professional sports partners here in Miami and gotten their actual sponsorship deck, all of their current data and information that you can base your project off of so that it's a real-world experience and it's something that you can take to an employer and say, if you want me to work in your sponsorship department, I've already been trained and I've already worked with a professional league and created a sales presentation with actual data. So another great thing about our program is that you should be building your resume and have a lot of tangible, actual experience after the year, a year and a half that you complete the program. So I think all of those things are very critical to this online program and making it something that is very unique to Miami, whether you're here or not.
Dr. Dees, we actually have a question that's come in.
Okay.
One of the potential students wants to know, will UM help me to find employment after graduation?
We absolutely will. And I've already had students currently in the program ask, is it too early to start looking for jobs, or is it too early to start utilizing resources on campus or through the program? And it's never too early to start looking for jobs, to start seeing what's out there. We have a career center on campus that's not only for our campus students, but our online students should be able to access that resource and utilize the avenues that they have to help students transition into the sport industry. You're looking at our University of Miami Department of Kinesiology and Sports Sciences Facebook page. Students who enroll in our program, current students with us, get access to this page. And this Facebook page is essentially an internship and job board. It's our gateway to the industry. And all the partners that we have great relationships with, oftentimes when they have an internship or an entry-level job opening, or if they're looking for our students to work for them, they reach out to us directly. And many times those organizations will come to us first because they've had such a good experience with our alums in their organizations, and they would like to have Sport Administration grads first. So any information that they send us about jobs or internships, we post on our Facebook page. Our students will have access to that. We do the same thing through Twitter. We're always tweeting out job links, retweeting all of the different industry job boards and their postings. So we will absolutely send all of that information to our students, and then help them in any way possible to transition into the industry upon graduation.
Awesome. I do have another question for you.
Okay.
Will a sport administration degree help me become an athletic director?
Absolutely. Being an athletic director, a general manager, a sports agent, a marketing director, those are probably the most popular positions that students want. I'll be quite honest, will the degree alone get you that position? No. But the degree will absolutely help you in terms of all those positions that I just mentioned. Most of those industry professionals have a master's degree. So the master's degree is an integral part of that, and this will be one step in the right direction. But what we will do along the way is we will help you get the proper experience, and we'll point you in the right direction of the internship and the job opportunities that are going to be stepping stones to move you into that direction. Again, we also have a lot of connections in the industry. Students in our program will hear from our AD, Blake James. He gives an interview in the sport leadership class in Dr. Mullane's course and talks about how to become an AD, what his experience was, the steps that he went through to get there. And in my sport marketing course, I think the first week I have students reading articles that have data and information on how ADs get to where they are, the best paths to take to get there, all of those types of things. So absolutely this program, the degree will help, and we will help because we have a lot of students who want to be athletic directors at all different levels of intercollegiate and high school sport. So we certainly focus on that position and the steps to take to get there.
Okay, perfect. And then I have another question. What kind of jobs have your previous students gone on to do?
Okay. We could be here all night answering that question, but I'll just hit the major areas. Um, with this degree, we have students who worked in professional sport, intercollegiate sport, interscholastic or high school sport. It will also prepare you for recreational sport if you're someone who wants to work in recreation-based sport, recreation departments, adventure outlets, etc. We've had students go on to work in Olympic sports and for national governing bodies. Some of our students have an interest in working at the league level, whether that's professional leagues, intercollegiate conferences, or again, national governing bodies for individual and Olympic type sports. We also have students who've gone on to work in the sporting goods industry. So for big suppliers like Dees or Reebok, working in event management for them, working in marketing and licensing. So this degree really prepares you for any job that is sport or recreation or even entertainment related. We've had our master students go on to help manage large-scale venues. One of our alumni, Blake Malcolm, is managing right now the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So obviously putting on not just sporting events, but large-scale entertainment events. So the degree will help in a broad area of sport, recreation, entertainment, and venue management.
Great. And would you be able to maybe tell us a bit more about these upcoming sports business conferences that the students see now?
Absolutely. In terms of resume building while you're in the program and while you're working in whatever field you're in now, some of the best things that we advise students to do along the way while you're working on your degree, get involved in any internships or volunteer experiences and put in those type of hours in the area that you want to work in while you're working on your degree. That helps you apply what you're learning in the classroom to the industry and build those connections and get that experience. We also recommend attending conferences like these in the sport industry. Almost every area of sport has a major conference or more than one major conference where you have not only academics like myself, but you have industry professionals and people working in the field who all get together, share ideas, share best practices. Some of these conferences even have job fairs at the conference for people who are looking to work in that particular area of sport business. And so many times you can also be job searching while you're at the conference, building your skill set and gaining, knowledge and furthering your education. So we've got some of our major conferences listed here and the big ones that are upcoming over the next few months. So for me, I'll be at the Sport Marketing Association Conference presenting and networking in Atlanta, Georgia near Halloween weekend. There's a sports media and technology conference that's very big in New York. Those of you interested in intercollegiate athletics, there's an intercollegiate athletics forum also in New York. There are a multitude of other intercollegiate conferences, and they even break them down by category. So people who are interested in being an athletic director, there's a conference called NACDA, N-A-C-D-A. There's also NACMA, that's for people who want to go into marketing and intercollegiate athletics. So we could pass some of that information along as well for those of you who want to go in different areas of intercollegiate athletics and work in front offices. And then University of Miami, we host our own international conference, the Global Sport Business Association Conference. And we do that in February, typically right after the Super Bowl ends. But after this webinar, we can provide a list of all of the sport conferences that are going on throughout the entire year. And they hit on some other areas that some of you may be interested in that aren't listed here.
All right, perfect. Well, now that everyone has gotten that great information from Dr. Dees, I know that you're all wondering about next steps, and that, of course, is applying for the program. As you can see on this slide, there's a couple of different things we need to go ahead and complete your application, as well as the application deadlines and program start dates. I did want to go ahead and mention, although the deadline for our fall start term is next month, it's not too late to apply. Definitely go ahead and reach out to us via email or give us a call so we can put you in touch with one of our enrollment advisors. We actually have some great scholarship opportunities available for students, so definitely reach out to us so we can get you that information. you haven't already, you see the link at the bottom of the slide where you can actually go ahead and get started with your application tonight. You can upload maybe your unofficial transcripts and your resume just to go ahead and get started. And then, of course, we do have the contact information. If you have any questions for Dr. Dees that we weren't able to answer tonight, you do have her email there, of course, as well as the website, of course, for the online programs, our email again, and, of course, our contact number. And also you see the Facebook, the Twitter, and, of course, the LinkedIn account. Thank you all again for joining us and working with us through our technical difficulties and hanging in there. We look forward to working with each and every one of you. And thank you, Dr. Dees, of course, the fabulous Dr. Dees. Other than that, everyone have a great day. Go Canes.